Guys, quick intro. As you will see, I've just done a video of taking a radiator off and that, but it dragged on way too long by the time I mucked about draining it all, so rather than boring you to death, I've basically cut the bulk of the first bit off. I've showed you me starting to do it just so you can see what's going on, so I'll edit a bit and yeah, you'll see what you get in the end like. So just to bring you up to speed, I had another quote from that website, I think builder.com I think it is. Put the job on there out for quotes. As I said on the last video, got a crazy quote of £260. Today I got another one for just £80, and the guy can do that pretty well straight away. So I had a look at his feedback on the website and had 100% positive feedback from about 10 jobs that he's had through that website. So I'm feeling fairly confident the guy knows what he's doing. He's obviously just put a good quote in to make sure he gets the job. So he's going to be coming out 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. So that saves me the hassle of doing the ceiling, which I would have done if I'd had to, but I really didn't want the mess of doing it, if I'm honest. So I'm glad I've got that sorted out for £80. I don't mind that. I would have went out and bought a good quality trowel to improve my chances of doing a good job of it anyway, so that would have cost me 45 quid straight off of that. So that's sorted out. A friend of a friend is a carpet fitter, so I'm going to get him round to give a quote for fitting tile effect lino is what I'm thinking, rather than I was thinking of the how to click together kind of boards and that, but just to save a bit of time, that would have been a bit more time consuming. So again, I don't mind paying a few pounds to just get someone in and get that down quickly. Just don't want to drag the job out too long. I've got the enthusiasm to do it, so while I'm feeling that way, I'd rather just get stuck in, get it all done, so I can get the plastering out of the way, get the flooring. What I'll do, so the floor's completely done for the day that he's going to come and sort that out, I will actually remove the toilet and the sink, so it'll be nice and easy for him. The entire floor will be covered, and then no matter what unit, toilet systems and that I end up fitting, there'll be no kind of cuts around units, and that it'll all be very tidy on the floor, and everything can sit on top of the line now, so no dodgy cuts around toilet pans or any of that business. So that's about the speed of things at the moment, so I won't drone on too much on this one because I'll be adding this on to the other bits I've done, so I'll get this all loaded up for you. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Bye for now. Okay guys, I've got the radiator emptied now. That took a little bit longer than I thought. Must have messed about for about 20 minutes just slowly getting that to trickle out of there, but we got there in the end. So just a recap, if you haven't took a radiator off before, first thing you got to do is check your TRV, which is your thermostatic radiator valve. Now you need to make sure this is turned all the way down. And the other thing you got to watch out for, a mistake people have made, is a lot of these valves, they don't go to zero, they just go to that little star sign, which is the frost setting. So you might put it on that thinking you've turned the valve off, which basically you have, but then if you were leaving that radiator off all night, and then if the temperature did drop enough, that valve would start to open a little bit, at which point if you just took the radiator off and left that valve, then it could potentially end up leaking. So you need to make sure it's on the zero. If you haven't got that zero setting, then I'll show you a little trick around that I've seen on YouTube off somebody else. Then the second stage, take the plastic cap off the lock shield, and yeah, just tighten this up, nip it up reasonably tight, don't go crazy on it, just to make sure you've got that closed off. Now you've stopped the water supply to and from the radiator now. If you're lucky, you'll have a proper little bleed valve there, which is the same as the top of your radiator. So I wouldn't do that, but quite often most of these I think I've seen you don't actually have that. The only one you normally see that on is one of the radiators downstairs when you want to bleed the system. So if you have got that scenario where you don't have that, you do the same, everything the same, and anyway, instead of undoing that, what you'd have to do is just undo one of these nuts and off again, get some under there, and just kind of loosen that off till the water starts draining out. Just do that, keep tighten it back up again till you empty your little tub, and that's just a straightforward process of doing that. Then once we get to that stage, it's time to undo the nut if you haven't already done that. Don't realise how hard it is to do things one-handed until you messing about trying to film yourself doing something. So I'd already slackened down off slightly. I've just left my tub there just in case a little bit more comes out. Right, so yeah, getting a little bit more out of it now. So that's one side done, and come over to the thermostatic side. Same again. Get a little bit of water there. So that'll just move out a little bit. You've got a bit of play on your pipes. Once them nuts are undone, you'll be able to pull it out a bit. Just get the rest of that water to drop out. So spilling it all over the floor. It's just, as you'll know with radiators, they're just metal brackets that are down the back. That just sits on there, two little hooks. I'll grab the radiator now. I'll drop the remainder of the water down the toilet. You can see a little bit there while I do this. Just grab the radiator. Noticed the straps connected to the bottom of the radiator, but basically that's the radiator off now. So I'm only doing it just to get this last little bit of wallpaper off. Then I'll be ready when it comes to papering again. And so there's all your radiator brackets, all they are. So you've got these hooks on the back of the radiator, and just one slots in the bottom, or the one sits on the top. So taking a radiator off's no big deal. The main thing to watch is that you've drained it properly. And then I'll show you the little trick I was talking about. Fine with it. This one from my plumber, his videos I've watched to get a few tips on things. So you've got that scenario where you're a bit worried about whether that, or even the lock shield one potentially, if that wasn't as good a seal as it's supposed to be, again you've got the potential that could leak. So what you can do is just grab any sort of, this is an isolation valve, but it could be anything, any compression, 15mm compression fitting. So now that could be an elbow, a T-joint, doesn't matter. All you're after is one of the nuts. And you've got the nut in the olive, you don't need the olive, all you're after is the nut for it. Then the little trick is, you got the nut, get a 5p piece, drop your 5p piece into the nut. And these are fibre washers. These are the washers basically that are on your tap, where your water pipe connects up to the bottom of your tap. You get one of these washers, a 15mm for your basin taps, and bigger ones there are 3/4 inch. That's what would be on your bath taps, because they actually have bigger diameter. So if you ever undo the nut on your tap, then this will either be stuck to the bottom of the tap. Sometimes the sticker will be on there a long time, or you'll just see it sitting in the nut at the top of your water pipe. So you've got your nut, you've got your 5p in there, and then you drop that little fibre washer in there, which is what makes it watertight. And all you would do, take your nut, do that up. And this tip was from a professional plumber who says that is absolutely watertight. So say all that thing is the same as on your water pipe. So that would be if you may be intending to leave the radiator overnight, just to be doubly safe. And even on that side of there that has got a proper off, you could just for the safety you can do that. Or you can buy proper end caps for these that you would use when you're blanking a pipe off, but that's a neat little trick that is. So all I'm going to do, I'll strip this paper off, I'll drop the radiator back on the wall. I won't bother refilling it with water. The heating's not been on for weeks without this nice weather we've had. So I'll get that paper off, I'll chuck it back on the wall, just do all the pipes back up again, but I won't bother turning the water supply back on, and then when it's ready for decorating I can just drop it off really quickly. Right, that's the next stage of the thing done. So I'm saying I'm just trying to keep the momentum going on this. I don't want it to drag on for too long. I've got the enthusiasm to do it at the moment, so I'm just banging away, getting it done as quick as possible. I'll do a bit of editing on the first bit. That dragged on a bit longer than I thought, so you'll only be bored watching me sitting there with water draining out the radiator and talking cobblers probably. Right, catch you later.